ball of fire rested above its brow, and this fire was contained by magnificent antlers from a beast so graceful and radiant in its majesty that the hunter stood in awe at its presence. It was as if the beast knew what the men were after. It could sense the emptiness in their bellies and bowels. As the beast approached, one man raised his bow, trembling and almost blinded by the rays coming forth between the antlers. He prepared to fire at the creature that could save his life. Just then, the beast stopped and lay down, as if he was willing to die for those in such want and suffering. As the hunter released his bow and the arrow pierced the beast's chest and heart, a great pulse of fire and light singed across the land in front of the hunter. The hunter approached the beast, and the ball of fire was released from the creature's antlers. It rose upwards to fill the night sky. The hunter recognized the power that this creature had once held, and apparently still held, even after its death. "O Master Torch," the hunter cried, "let this creature that you have brought to us feed my people, and provide us with clothing and fuel we need to endure. We are dedicated now to your greatness and magnificent power." While the hunter began to skin the great stag, he noticed it was endless. As he was removing the meat of the front and hind quarters, they would never disappear, creating an endless supply of food for his people. The same goes with the skin. Leather was ever abounding, able to clothe all of those in need. The hunter went to rest after a long day of skinning and dressing the great stag. He had attained enough material from the great stag to keep his people fed and clothed for months to come. When the hunter awoke and revisited the carcass of the great stag, it was no more. All that remained was a brilliantly green fertile patch of grass amongst the wasteland. The hunter went back to his people and proclaimed the greatness of the Master Torch. He baptized each of his citizens in the flame. They all arose, new beings, dedicated to the values that the Master Torch had represented: solitary nobility, honor, and a protection of his people. The hunter spoke to his people. "From this day forth, we will lay down our heads and hearts on this land. We will protect it, and each other, from any harm or evildoers. This land will be known as Stag Town, as it was built upon the blessing from the Master Torch, who provided us the great stag, who offered his life for our people, in turn giving us life and a prosperous future." The end.